Ayo. Okay, that was pretty stupid. Okay, so today is gonna be starting about a story that happened to me third grade. I almost got suspended. I almost got held back from third grade for some reason. I don't know how. I don't know why. The teacher straight up hated my guts for no reason, and I don't she straight up hated my guts, right? So let's bring it back to first grade. I'm at third grade. Yeah, like beginning of third grade, and we're just chilling there. And it was like I had this one friend. Me and him were just to be good friends. We were just chilling. And then we had this one like quiz that I knew about. And kind of stumbled study for it, right? And I was like, he was sitting right behind me, and I was like, "Yo, bro, like, do you know how to you know how to you know how to spell number six? Cause cause the quiz was about like how to spell like the numbers, right? And I didn't know how to spell number six. I know how to spell everything else except number six. I was like, yo, like bro, like do you know how to spell number six? He was like, yeah, it's like Sex. And I was like, bro, like is it Six or is it Xex? He was like, oh, it's Sex. I was like, okay, bro, like whatever. I trust you. So I put that shit down. I'm not too like the kid also put it down. I saw specifically that he put it down, right? And then like I turned it into the teacher. Right, and I don't think the teacher was laughing, like when she started grading the paper. I feel like she was probably laughing in the beginning of the school year, because like, in the beginning of the school year, she was completely chill with like all of us. She was completely chill with me and the kids and stuff like that, right? So around the same time when that shit happened, and then after that, we had another quiz, right? Like that was like I think it was like a few weeks after, right? And it was about like the like history about like the finding fathers and stuff like that. I was like, okay, because I studied the night before, right? And I was like, okay, I got this. Like, no problem. Like, this is an easy quiz, right? And around that same quiz, when I was taking the quiz or the test, right? I didn't know this one question, right? And it was asking about like who is the founding father and stuff like that, like or something like that, right? So I pull out my binder, start looking through it, and then I find the answer. I start putting it down, right? And everybody around me are all still taking the quiz. They're all still doing their thing. And like I start seeing the students just looking at me, like what the hell is wrong with this kid? Like why is he like bringing up a note? Like why is he bringing out a binder during the quiz or the test, right? Because I thought we can use our resources, right? So I started using my resources, and then like I hear the teacher from the other side of the room. She starts yelling. She was like, "Hey, you! Like, what are you doing? What do you have out there? Like, what are you doing?" And, like me being a nice guy, like guy who didn't lie back then. Like I never used to lie when I was a kid, right? So I was like, "Hey, like, oh, it's a binder, like for the class, like for the history." I was like, "Oh, like it was just a binder," and she's like, "Oh, come up here, like bring your paper with you." And I thought I was gonna get like a little sticker, like or some shit like that, like to like for like telling the truth, or like I was gonna get like a bonus point or something, right there in the quiz. And she was cause like she asked for the paper for the quiz or the test to come up there, right? So I bring that shit up, and then add to that, when I bring it up, the teacher was like she gets a sticky notes and starts writing down on the sticky note, right? And it was saying, oh, it was like a message to my dad saying, oh, like, oh, your son cheated on the quiz and like and stuff like that. And she was saying, oh, like next time if he does it again or something, like he'll get a referral. And I'm cause I didn't know what a referral was. I was like, okay, like, and then like in the bottom it asked for a signature from my dad, and she was like, she told me to bring this back to her after like tomorrow, right? And then I said out when I get her the paper, I forget about the paper when I get home, and I'm just like, yo, like what the fuck? Like I just forgot about it, right? And it was just in my binder the whole day. And then after that, when I came back home, after I came back to the next day, right? I forgot about the paper. It was still in my book bag, right? And I was like, oh, like shit, like I forgot the paper at my house, like I forgot it like in my book bag. And then she comes up to me the next day and she was like, "Hey, oh yo, like did you bring the paper with you? Like where is it? Like and stuff like that." Asking for my parents' signature and shit like that, right? And I was like, "Oh no, I forgot about it. It's still in my book bag. Like it's okay. Like chill. Like I got it. Don't worry." Right? And then she was like, "Oh, like Brennan, like the next day, right?" And I made sure that I did not forget. I wish I forgot about it, but I made sure I didn't forget, right? And I gave him the paper. My dad was kind of upset about it. He was like, "Oh, like okay, so like you put the signature in because he didn't know what the hell the referral was a year, and I didn't know what it was." And it was like, "Okay, like let me just fill this out real quick. Like let's get like let him go, right?" So I gave him like after he signed the paper, I put it in my book bag. Then the next day, I was in class, right, and we had this little like stick, this little popsicle like sticks, and like it was like the red, or orange, and green, whatever. I think it tells you if you're good, bad, or medium, right? And back then, I was terrified of that. I was like, oh, like shit, like I'm gonna get a red, I'm gonna get a green, I'm gonna get a yellow, because like green was good. I was like, oh, like if I get green, I'm gonna be a good kid, right? And if I get red, I was like, oh damn, like I'm a bad kid. Like what I do, like what I mess up on, like I can't believe I did that, right? So the next day, right, I think I had like a yellow on the paper or like a red, like on my thing. I was like, oh, like what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I started panicking, right? Because kids back then, you're kind of terrified, right? So after that, after I gave her the paper, like she was like, oh, okay. So she's like, oh, thank you very much, like for bringing the paper and everything. And then after that, I go back to my seat, and I was expecting her to change the thing, right? She did not change that shit. I was like, fuck. Like I was upset, bro. I was like, oh, like man, like she gave me a red. Like what I do? Like I'm such a bad kid. She's gonna call my dad, and she's gonna say this and that, right? And then after that, we took another quiz, right? I think it wasn't a quiz. Yeah, like it was a different type of like. And after that, I started getting referrals for no reason. One after another, after another, after another, etc. Right? And one of the referrals I remember specifically to this day, and it was saying that I drank from a girl's water bottle, which I really did not drink from it, right? Another one said that I got into a fight, which I did not fight. And the thing about the water bottle girl, like I just had, like cause I was in Esau, right, around that time, and I was like in Esau, so like I was in another classroom, and my class already went to lunch, and then outside, when I came to my classroom, the classroom was dark. I opened the door, and I went to get my lunchbox, so I put down my paper on my desk, went to my lunchbox, picked it up, and then walked out of the classroom. And when I was walking about the classroom, the girl's water bottle was right next to me because the girl sits right next to me, right? And her water bottle was like standing up, and it was still full before I walked out of the classroom. So after that, I go to lunch. I eat my lunch, came back home, like go back to class, and after that, this girl sits next to me, right? She starts complaining to the teacher saying, "Oh my God, like some kid drank from my water bottle, like what's going on?" And automatically, the teacher shades up's coming to me and was like, "Hey, yo, like, did you drink from the girl's water bottle and shit?" Like, I'm like, no, I did not drink from the girl's water bottle. She'd be like, are you sure you didn't drink from the water? I was like, yes, I'm sure I didn't drink from her. And then like apparently like she didn't believe me and shit. Right? And the girl just gave me like a little like satanic smile and shit. Like I was like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, cause I didn't know what was going on. Like the girl was kind of upset, but she was also giving me like a little like grin face type of shit, and I didn't know what the hell was going on, right? So after that, I got a referral from the girl, right? Who apparently the teacher thought that I was lying and shit, right? And then after I got the referral, I showed my dad and I was like, "Yo, like dad, this is a referral, like whatever the hell this is, like what the hell's going on?" Right? He reads the paper. He was pretty upset. Like back then, I already had like 3 or 4 referrals already. He was like, "Oh, like here's the referral and shit." Right? He looks through and he was pretty upset, right? He was like really upset, and then on the referral, specifically read it, and it was saying, "Oh, that I was lying about me drinking from the girl's water bottle and shit," and it's saying that I was like making an excuse for like lying about me, like being in Esau and showing up late. I'm like, I was so pissed off, right? And I didn't know what the hell was going on, so I was just there. After that, I got like 7 in a week, like of referrals, and I didn't know what the hell was about it. And then he was just getting upset, right? And then after the teacher one day called a meeting with my dad, and then the teacher was like, "Hey, yo, like we need to talk and shit." And then my dad goes and talks to the teacher about it. And then the teacher was like, "Hey, yo, like, oh, your kid is like horrible, like this, blah blah blah." She's saying that you're a horrible student, your son's a shitty person, all of that. And she's saying, "Oh, that I'm gonna forcefully like held back your kid just because of like of something that's a minor, right?" and I wasn't good at English, so that I feel like that's just probably trying to hold me back in because I wasn't like speaking good English. I can speak, but it wasn't like all the other kids because I was in ESOL class, right? So then after that, when I go, like I was pretty upset around that time, and I was like, okay, like whatever, like I'll fix it up, I'll get this shit done, right? And that's how when that shit happens, I go to my teacher, and then like me and my dad just like straight up just studied like both of us on the English. Like he tried to teach me how to speak better English and math and stuff like that. It was completely fine. And then after the next test and the test after that until the end of the school year, I passed each one with at least a B or an A. Right. And I used to stay up around like 10 or 11, like to study with my dad. Maybe 12 at tops. Right. And then yeah, and then after that, the teacher the same year, the teacher left. Like when I got to fourth grade, the teacher was no more there, right? And then my ESOL teacher, she's completely chill with me. Like I told her about it, she was like, "Oh, like don't worry about it, she gone and stuff." Like I was like, "Okay, no problem." Right? And this comes to the end of the story time, and I'll probably make another one tomorrow. See ya.